You are watching it Tuesday at 7. I'm your host, Tazeen, and I've got
Super Cool Wicked.
Super Cool Wicked. Can you tell me, how did you come up with this name? Where did this come from?
That's so funny. You're like the second person that asked me today. So in high school, this is, I don't know, Facebook told people not to make stupid middle names.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, you couldn't do like a fake name.
Yeah, you couldn't do a fake name.
Yeah.
And so the example that they had was you can't make your name, like first name, look at my Super Cool Wicked, middle name, last name. So I was like, well, let me try that. And it worked.
And then that was it?
And that was it. The rest was history. I kept it until college. And then in college, people made fun of me for it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. But then
I feel like it matched. It matches.
I mean, yeah.
And it works.
God was looking out, I guess.
I know. And then you just kept it.
Here we are.
And here we are.
Yes.
So we are talking today about finding your flow, specifically in making music, but you know, any type of art, really.
Yes.
But before we start, I was wondering if you could tell the audience just a little bit about who you are and how you got into music.
Okay. Well, I am Morgan. I am a singer. I am a lover. I am excited about a lot of things, and I can't hide it. And I wish I could sometimes, but who cares?
But it's good that you're sharing it, because then it makes other people really happy too.
Right. So thank you. So what was the second question? I'm sorry.
How'd you get into music?
Oh, wow. I've always been into music, but there's a story, I guess, behind it that my mom likes to tell me. So when I was a baby, she used to sing Tomorrow by Annie to me in the crib. Apparently I started singing along. The rest was history.
And that was that.
Yeah, that was that. But I for real got into music because I just couldn't do anything else, honestly. I liked it, and I would try to run from it and try to find different ways to do it, but like safer. Yeah. So I went to theater school.
Okay.
And I decided I'll major in musical theater. Yeah. And then that didn't work out. And I was like, let me write my own narratives. Let me write my own songs. I need to do this.
Yeah, because then at that point you're doing other people's stories.
Exactly. And then for a minute I was scared to share.
Yeah.
And then I took that leap. And then now we're here after a chain of events.
Was there a moment where you felt like, this is it, like I have to pursue this?
I think after I was not able to go back to school, I struggled to find any meaning because I found so much meaning in an archetype, which was student. That's what I am. I'm a student. That's what I'm supposed to be for now. At this point in my life, I'm supposed to be in school. Yeah. And when things didn't work out in that way, I struggled for a while to figure out what I was doing, who I was, and then I was like, okay, you know what you like to do. You need to do it. You need to make yourself happy. Nobody else is going to make you happy. Yeah. So
that's the truth. No one else is going to make you happy. It's no one's responsibility but yourself.
Yeah. And I just decided, okay, it's now or never. You can try to do something else with your life, but I feel like it would be futile to try. And so I just decided to put it all in there.
And then here we are.
Here we are.
Which I'm so happy that you did that. Welcome to everyone who's here. Tasty Justice, Christina, Lady Khadija, Writing Dojo, Kevin, Hamad and Art. Welcome everybody.
Hi.
And if you have any questions or comments or anything, or you want to talk about your process, feel free to share.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Let's share.
Share about how you got into your art making process. So you go on this journey and then you decide, all right, I'm going to do this. That's a scary leap. I'll tell from
you tell me about yours. Tell me how this happened for you.
It's not about me.
I know, but
no, I was when I started, I was really afraid. I started making music. I had always been into recitation. So in Islam, there's recitation of the Quran, which is in Arabic, and it's a very musical, melodic type of recitation. I studied that for 10 years of my life.
Wow.
And so recitation and taking deep breaths and reciting from your gut and all of that was very much a part of my upbringing.
So
it was sort
healing.
of natural. It was very healing.
Oh my God.
Which is why I like singing with a deeper voice, because that's what I'm used to.
That's amazing.
But that transition into, okay, I'm going to start sharing with people stuff that I'm writing was really scary.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're putting yourself out there.
You really are.
And you're like, here's my heart.
This is me. Have a piece.
Have a piece.
Take it with you.
And then once you give it, like, it's gone. Like, it's, you know, you've shared it and you've let that art out, and now it's not a part of you. It's almost as if it has a life of its own.
Yeah, it becomes its own thing. It starts to dance. It becomes animated.
Yeah.
And people can take what you say or give them and put their own mind story onto it.
Yeah.
So I've had people come up to me after a show. It's like, who are you mad at? And I was just like, no one, actually. Or just like assume I felt a certain way. No, I was actually very happy when I wrote the song.
When you wrote that. Yeah, because people will connect they'll connect with music in terms of what their story is and how they're feeling. And that's the same thing with, even if you don't have lyrics, if you just do sound. Like, you might hear a note and it's going to make me feel a certain type of way, and it's going to make you feel a different type of way.
Exactly. That's why we do it, I guess.
That is.
Yeah.
That is why we do it. Yeah.
Hello.
So we are talking about finding your flow. Before we jump into that, I wanted to know, what is your process of making music look like?
Okay. I think it is not malformed. It just does not have a form yet.
Yeah.
And I think right now, because we were texting, that was something that has been like permeating throughout my mind. Just like, okay, how am I going to go about this in the right way?
Yeah. And what is the right way?
And what is the right way? And what is the right way in this moment? Will it change? And yes, it will.
Yeah.
Currently, if it moves me, I go for it.
Yeah.
So the inspiration comes in different waves. Sometimes I'll just be in this weird state between like awake and sleep, and I'll just be hearing this song, and maybe it'll be like, I don't know, I will hear like a full song in that state, right? And then like I'll fully wake up, and if I don't record it at that moment, it's gone.
It's
forever.
gone, yeah.
Or I'll be dreaming and I'll hear a full song. Like a week ago, I had this crazy dream where, so I don't know, it was like a TV in front of me.
Okay.
And in the TV, it was like this, the church I used to attend in the 90s. And it was the women's choir.
Okay.
Jasmine Guy was also in the women's choir. I don't know why. But they had these cool pink robes, and they started in this formation, and then they started singing this beautiful song with all these harmonies and all of this like this crazy bass line and this choreography, and like I kind of zoomed into the TV and became a part of the audience.
Wow.
I lost all of it. All I know is that it happened, and I know it was beautiful, and that is the worst thing ever. But yeah. So
and you keep thinking about it when you wake up.
I keep thinking about it. So sometimes it comes back to me,
Yeah.
and sometimes it doesn't. And if it comes back to me, I just keep writing on it.
Yeah.
And writing on it and trying to like find the way within it. Other times there will be like an inciting incident that will be something I can write like a simple song about. So the latest song I wrote is called Skydive, and it's just about like falling in love and just realizing like, what? I like somebody? Here I am. You did this to me.
Yeah.
And literally it's because I was like playing with my friend and they just pushed me and I fell down. And I was like, okay, I've fallen. And like that was the first. Yeah, so
okay.
It's really organic, and I think it's sometimes too organic.
Yeah.
That and then
I think that's really beautiful.
Right? Yeah. Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Because I feel like that's finding meaning in small things in life.
That's a word right there.
Like,
that is a word.
It could be about sipping tea, and it could be like a whole 5-minute song, and you didn't even realize it was about sipping tea.
Sipping tea. Sip tea.
No, when he says, hey, that's my sister.
Hi, sis.
And then you were saying, I cut you off about humming.
Yeah, you'll just
or you just humming a tune or something.
Humming a tune that sticks. Anything that sticks, I feel like it's worth it. I'm trying to get to the point where it doesn't have to stick, and I can just write from there. Because I feel like with this, like, if it doesn't come like super organically, I get heavy in my mind.
Yeah.
And then I start judging myself, and I just start thinking about all the things that are wrong. And it's like, why can't I do this? Why can't I get past this point?
Yeah.
So I'm working on finding the gentleness in the process, I guess.
That's so hard, because I have that too. I have like certain songs where I've hummed them, and then I continue to do the same one, same, like one of the songs that we wrote that's on our album called The Return. The main line on it, the way that I sang it was just like, I was just randomly singing it, and then it stayed. But then there's other songs where I keep playing with different sounds, and I just can't find the right one, or I just can't go with the right one. Like, I just feel like this isn't it.
Right.
It might sound good, but like
it's not
the one. And then you're stuck on it.
Yeah, and you're just like, whoa.
You're like, what do I do with this? I think that's really frustrating. It's hard to like move past that.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like those songs just stay there.
Right. And then it's just like, well, I've started something great, but then I've gotten to this point, and it's like, I don't even want to go back because it just makes me upset.
Yeah. It's a frustrating thing.
So do you work through it, or?
Sometimes I do. I feel like the times that I do work through it, I have to give myself space from that sound.
True.
And then come back to it. And then when I come back to it, I can look at it through fresh ears. But there are some songs that I still haven't finished through. Christina said, Morgan, what was the first song that you wrote that you decided you really liked? Also, could you talk about Video 7 and how you got involved in that?
Yes. Okay. Hi, first of all, love you. The first song I wrote that I liked. It's terrible now, but it was a song in high school. I don't even think it had a name. And this is when I like was plunking on the piano and just trying to be Sarah Bareilles for some reason. Like, I don't know. I was really into that. And like, what's the other girl who wrote Jar of Hearts? Christina Perri. Yeah, I like that. I loved all that stuff. It's like, I'm feeling so deeply about something I've never felt before. But there was this one, and I was so proud of it. And it's like terrible now, but I don't even want to sing it. But I think it was called "Oh Love," and but it wasn't that deep.
But that's where you were at that time.
That was where I was at that time.
That was your truth.
That's a funny truth. It's a hilarious truth. So that was the first song I wrote, and then like I told my friend Devontae, and then we used to just write little songs, little love songs all the time, and yay. Yeah, and and then for a while I stopped writing music, and then I started just trying to. This was like when I went to college. It was a time that I stopped writing music. Soon after I like started writing music again. It wasn't like a deliberate thing. It's just like I kind of forgot that part of myself because I was trying to stuff something else in. Yeah. That wasn't really. It's not that it wasn't supposed to be there, but I don't think it was supposed to be forced in that manner. Yeah. And so, and then I found this great group of girls. We called ourselves Team Naomi because we love Naomi Campbell. And we just got together and we're super creative together. So that got me writing music again. My friend Brianna Gladney is a great songwriter, and she really inspired me. So we would just rap and we would write songs and we would just film it and dance and like, do stuff like that. And then left school, still kind of writing, but just like little snippets that are probably lost in iPhone land now.
Yeah. Somewhere in the cloud.
Somewhere in the cloud. Let us look up. Hopefully it'll rain now. They're gone. And oh my God. Oh, sorry. Okay, so the last time I remember like a renaissance within me was when I was headed home on the train from New York because I went to Syracuse. And it was like a 9-hour ride. There was no internet. I'm pretty sure I didn't have internet on my phone for some reason. So I was like, what am I going to do to entertain myself? Yeah. So I sat down and I listened to, what's Janelle Monáe's first studio album? I can't even think of it. Archandroid?
I don't remember.
Who can tell us? Christina, please tell us.
First album. So we were listening
album.
to her first album.
Mm-hmm. Janelle Monáe's first album, and I bought the deluxe edition on my computer because I had like an iTunes gift card for like $15, and so it had all of the lyrics written out. And I sat there and listened to the whole thing with the lyrics, and I was like, "Wow, I'm so inspired." Are you a Janelle Monáe fan?
Well, I listened to her, but not religiously.
Okay, that's fine, but I highly recommend.
Yeah.
You take that album, her first album,
and just sit down with it.
Sit down with the lyrics and like look at the whole story. Because she created a world, and I like didn't even know. It was just like at first the music was just good, and I was like, "Oh, I hear the words."
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. That was gross. Hey. But yeah, you hear the words, and then you're like, "Whoa, she's saying a lot."
Dang.
And it's just like under all these, not under, but it's packed in with like these crazy like chords.
Yeah.
And you're just like, "Wow, you made this super fun." It doesn't have to be so. Like a song that's about a serious subject matter doesn't have to be weighed down. Yeah. And so that inspired me like to really, really write. And that's something I'm still aspiring to right now because she's just amazing. And so is Stevie Wonder too. So
that's artistry.
That is artistry.
To be able to tell a story and to get people lost in that story.
I tell you, and she's been telling that story up until now. And still interesting. And I think she's done with that story. But it'll live forever.
It will because it's out here.
It's out here.
You can see it whenever. So then you got inspired. You're writing.
Yes. I'm writing, but not sharing. I ended up sharing and in a chain of events. Like a lot of my friends didn't even know I sang. They were like, "Oh, you can sing?" And I was like, "Yeah."
I had that too. A lot of my bandmates had no idea I could sing.
Really?
Yeah. They had no idea. And then when I started singing, they were like, "What the heck? Why were you not singing every time we jammed together?"
You were like, "Well, oh."
Wow. Where did you start sharing?
I remember there was an open mic. This was like 4 years ago, at least 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know. But there was an open mic, and somebody made me go. Or I decided to go, I don't know. But I didn't think I was going to sing there. Yeah. And it's a lot of rap. And I was like, well, let me just sing Sarah Vaughan real quick. So I sang her...
Real quick. So
I sang her... just like that. Whatever. Acapella, whatever. They're going to love it. No, I was scared out of my mind. And, yeah, so I sang a Sarah Vaughan song. And then my friends who did music were like, I didn't know. And then 2 of my friends who are producers, Black Gold and Lord Gully, Dave and Trevor. Yeah. They were like, less work. And so they were the first people I made music with. Wow. From there, I guess word spread. And my friend Jalen, who goes by Jin, he connected me with this guy named Donald, who was in Video 7, and I didn't know about Video 7 at the time, but it had already been formed. Yeah. Brendan and Ian formed it in college. Brendan, Ian, and a third member, who I don't know, but he was a member and he's not a member anymore. Okay. They formed it at U of M for a 2 Chainz concert.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I think the story goes that they won the opportunity to open for 2 Chainz, and they needed a name, and so Brendan was thinking like, what's the farthest thing from the norm? And his TV, I guess, went up to Channel 7. He had this old TV, and so it went up to Channel 7, and he was like, Video 7. So, bam, there you go.
And that was it.
The more you know. Yeah, and so
I always wonder that. I was like, what does Video 7 mean?
Yeah,
you know.
Mm-hmm. So
and then you started with them.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot.
Sales or something. No, are you talking about Janelle?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can look it up. We have Google.
We can look it. Yeah.
Google exists. We'll find out. But yeah. Where were we? Oh,
you joined Video 7.
Joined Video 7. So Lex was there with Jalen. Rapping, and I guess I wrote this quick little hook for a song he was releasing, and it turned out that Donald Lex lived right through the alley of my house. I used to live in West Village. So he lived on, what is it? Van Dyke. And I lived on this street called Van Dyke Place.
Okay.
And so I like went through my alley one night and I went to record with him. And then from there, Don connected me to Brendan and we went over to their house and I recorded my song Beautiful there. And they used to have Sunday sessions. And so I would go to the Sunday sessions and, you know, a couple of us kept going to the Sunday sessions consistently. Yeah. And then the group kind of formed itself. Wow. Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful when that happens?
Yes. It was so cool.
Like, you don't have to go out seeking anyone. It kind of just...
It kind of comes to you.
That's how Divine Providence was similar in that it just formed.
It's divine.
It's divine. That's true. Yeah, that's why the name is Divine Providence.
That's so cool. Y'all are dope.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just, it comes together. And it's like, you can tell when we're watching you guys perform, we can tell that you guys are friends and you guys enjoy each other's company and enjoy creating with one another.
I feel like you can't, like, for me, if the love is not there, then it's hard for the creativity to flow.
True.
It's harder. Like,
that's very true.
It can be mechanical, but you can feel that in the music. At least to me.
Because you have to be having a good time and you have to be relaxed to let creativity flow.
Very true.
And if you're not relaxed, like if you're with people that make you really anxious or tense, then it's really hard.
Then it's not going to come out.
It's not going to come out.
It's not. My body tenses up if I'm in a situation like that. And then the first thing, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay. I love this color, by the way. Yeah. So like the first thing that'll happen is like, and I'll be like, why can't I sing? And then I'll realize my shoulders are like tense, and so.
Christina says that all the time.
Yeah.
Remember when she was like, do you remember Christina? What did she say? Relax your eyebrows.
Oh.
Because we don't realize that our eyebrows aren't relaxed.
Yeah, and you're just like.
Or like lower your tongue from the top of your mouth.
Oh my God, yes. Relax your jaw muscles.
Relax your jaw muscles. Yeah, because we don't realize that, but
we do it a lot.
We do it a lot. Or like your fists. I do this a lot. My fists, I notice this all the time. I'll be randomly sitting and my fist might be lightly clenched.
Really?
Yeah, and then I'll like relax them and I'm like, let go of whatever it is that I'm holding on to, and I don't even realize it.
Well, you know, okay, so when I was in acting school, your body tells you what is wrong with you, right? Or your mind. It's
like what's going on,
right? So if you're holding tension, what aren't you letting out? What are you holding?
What are you holding on to?
You know,
it's something. This happens a lot. Right. I'm like, what am I holding on to? But it feels so good when it's tense, and then you just like let go.
And you're like, wow.
You're like, why did I not do that before? Why am I not always walking around like supposed to feel? I know a lot of people write lyrics and write music, but they don't follow through. What inspires you to follow through? That's a good question. Oh, well, yes, eyebrows.
Okay. That is a great question. That is also something I'm working through currently. Yeah. The following through part. I am trying to be more of a woman of my word to myself and to other people. I find that every relationship that I have is so indicative of my personal relationship with me.
Really?
Yeah. And so I currently, like, I'm just going to be honest right now. This season has me, like, lost in the sauce. I didn't expect it. And you ask for things and you pray for things and you don't know, like, how they're going to come. Yeah. And when they come, it's like, okay. Oh my, I got to learn how to swim. Yeah. Let me learn how to swim. So right now, I'm like, I feel like I'm learning how to swim. But what inspires me to follow through? With that being said, there's a lot of things that are getting lost. Yeah. I won't say lost, but just shelved. But I'm inspired to work through it. I think just the desire to share. I'm a big person on messages, and I think that if I hear the same thing over and over, then somebody's trying to tell me something. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And I keep getting the message, it's time to give it to the world.
Yeah.
You know, I do.
Can't run from it.
Can't run from it. You know, so I'm inspired by literally that message that I keep on getting. Like, it's time to share with the world. So that's in the back of my mind. So I'm like, okay, well, let me just test this out. Let me not write just by myself. Let me write next to somebody. So I have to at least share it with them and speak that truth out. And
that's smart.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, so that's literally what's driving me right now. It's like, I have to give stuff to people. Like, they've given so much to me, and I want this to be an equal exchange.
Yeah.
I don't want to take from people. And it's not to say that, like, that's just what I do, but I just really want my relationships to be as reciprocal as they can be.
Yeah.
I think that's healthy, and I know that can't be 100% of the time.
Yeah.
That's not. We're humans. We're
that's
not perfect. True. But I think that I have the capacity to be that way, and so that's what informs my my releasing, I guess, of my music. And sometimes it's just straight up pressure. Like, sometimes for Cable Night, I'll be like, okay, we have to do something new. I have to do something new.
Yeah. Can you tell the audience what Cable Night is?
Yes. So Cable Night is a thing that Video 7 does. We have about 17 members. I don't know. And we have essentially a showcase of what we do. So, so every person is a different channel. And, you know, you give your channel for Cable Night. You have 7 minutes, I think we agree on. And you do whatever you want to do in those 7 minutes. And this last Cable Night was really cool because instead of like just being like, this is this channel and this is my channel, we kind of like blurred the lines and like it was very smoothed out, and it was like a full show. There was dancing, there were videos, it was just a sensory,
like a whole thing.
Yeah, it was.
I wish I could have gone to that. I don't know what
cool.
We had another event, or we had something going on. Maybe we had a gig that night.
It's all good. Y'all support.
Always. You know, the first time I saw Morgan, the first time I saw you perform was at the DIA.
What? Yeah. Oh my God, that was so fun.
So
wow.
So my husband was playing for the first time with Mike Mumford, and it was Detroit Effervescence, and so they were playing at Friday Night Live, and Mike had Mahogany play.
Yes.
And then Mahogany, I love her song Gold. So she was like, all
my God.
Right, Morgan, come up.
And literally, like, right before that, I thought I was just going to have a fun time going to the DIA and seeing some live music. And I waved at Mahogany, and I was thinking in my mind, I was like, she's going to ask me to do something. I just know it. And she's like, hey, come over here. And, like, she's like, hey, okay, I just need you to learn this hook real quick. You want to sing? Okay. And I was like, fine. And so I learned it, like, literally
on stage.
Yeah, she's just like,
she sang it on stage. She was like, all right, cool. And then she just like kept going.
I was like, okay, here we are. Use me. And that was the first time I got to perform in Rivera Court.
It was perfect. And then on top of that, you became a billboard. So her,
right?
Mahogany, and Ismael were this big billboard in Eastern Market for DIA, which was super dope.
It was so cool. It was so cool.
We drove by there, we're like taking all these pictures.
I know. Everybody's like, are you on a billboard? I'm sure that happened.
Maybe. Now you know.
Now you know what I do. And it's funny because I worked at the DIA and I got fired from there. Yeah.
What was your
I
job?
was like literally like the front desk person. It was nothing serious. But I got fired because I was like late one too many times within a month.
And they didn't remember that. They still put your face
They were
up.
like, there you go.
She can sing.
Cheers.
She can sing. That's so funny. But I feel like at the same time, it's almost like it is this divine.
Talk about it.
Yeah, like it's divine providence. Because now your face is up on a billboard, and I felt like the same way with Ismael. Like, you're up there, you're out there. It's a sign.
It's a sign. It's an affirmation.
It's an affirmation. Do what you do.
Do what you do. And
don't stop.
Hey.
So yeah, that was the first time I saw you perform. Then we went to a Video 7 show.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Wow.
I feel so deeply connected.
That was so great, dude. And then we performed with you guys that one time at Russell.
Yes, that was so...
That was so much fun because all of them are hilarious. They taught us how to play Ninja.
Oh, my God, I remember that. I totally remember that.
We fell in love with that game. We were like, wow,
Bro.
we need to play this all the time.
Ninja is cutthroat.
It is.
But amazing.
It's so good. And I love doing the move where you just like, I'm just going to reposition myself.
Yeah, you're just like, moving this hand back.
That's...
You thought I was going to swipe. I'm not.
That's what I do. We had a gig at DeQuindercut on Wednesday. So after it was done, we were all playing Ninja.
Oh my God. How did I miss this?
It was so much fun.
How did I miss this? We should have a Ninja night.
We should have Ninja night.
That would be so cool.
It's so huge tournament. And that day that you guys taught us, like we had 4 or 5 intense games. There was one where I think you had left at that point, but we were downstairs. It was all the guys.
Uh-huh.
It was me and all the guys, and it was just such an intense game.
I know, because you start off like
okay.
And you're like looking around like.
And then it ended off with like 2 people like face to face.
Right? And then it's always like,
where is it gonna go?
And then you hit the hand, you're like,
no, it's gone. If you don't know what we're talking about, look it up. Okay, just look it up. Look it up and play it. And that's something I really loved about learning that game is I feel like as we get older, like for me, like coming into my 30s, people don't play as much anymore. Like we're supposed to be serious or we're supposed to be like adulting. Like, yeah, we're adulting and we're doing all those things, but you want to have fun.
You do.
You know?
You have to. You don't stop living.
You don't stop living. And those things that we learned as kids, those are still, you do that as adults. And enjoy yourself.
That's what you're supposed to do. There's no shoulds in life. What is that?
Pretty.
Oh, thank you, Asia.
How are you?
Oh, there's love.
So much love.
Love, love, love.
Yeah, you have to have fun with what you're doing. And that's part of the music making process. Like if you're not having fun, it's really hard.
Yeah.
To find that flow.
Exactly. So when you get stuck and you're writing with somebody, just be like, okay, you know what? We're playing Ninja. And that's that.
I'm playing Lyric Ninja.
Lyric Ninja. Whoa.
Lyric Ninja. Whoa. Hold on. I gotta write this down. Hold on. Lyric Ninja.
So I wonder what the rules of that are. Like, is there like one word that you have to like kind of dance around that you can't say that is like a word that's used often in like a freestyle? So you go back and forth, perhaps.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's gotta be rules of like
some kind of
the not it word.
Yeah. I like this. See, this is why.
This is
where 2 are gathered.
And then have like a jam session where you play Lyric Ninja. Mm-hmm. And by the end of it, you have to come up with something.
Wow. I'm sure you'll come up with something right.
That would be pretty dope, actually.
Yeah.
That would be cool if it was like a writers and artist-writers workshop.
Focused on play. Centered on play. I think a lot of workshops are like, okay, this is how we work, and let's share ourselves, and let's open with a meditation, and
then we're gonna sit down for 10 minutes by ourselves
and come back, and then we have to share these things that we've already opened up our souls. So now we have to share our souls with people we barely know, instead of like finding.
This would be so good.
I think that would be very dope. Can we write that down?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's written down.
Day of play.
Day of play. Day of play. Look at this. We're coming up with so much stuff.
Enjoyable.
Day of play. Christina, are you listening? She's so good at planning.
She really is. She's the one that connected this whole thing.
Yeah.
She's like, you know what? You would be so good on this. Let's go.
That is her.
Yeah.
That is her to the T.
I love her.
Day of play. I love that.
Wow.
And you know, one of the things that's really hard, I'm thinking like, what would be some of the emotions that you would go through while playing Lyric Ninja? And I feel like part of it is self-doubt.
Yes. But I feel like...
But this would force you to just say whatever.
Exactly. Adrenaline. And this is improv, too. Like, improv just brings it out of you.
Exactly.
And then you make a mistake in improv, you can laugh it off.
And it's that's fine. That's what came out.
That's it. So, yes, and.
She said, ha ha ha, yes, day of play.
Yes, capitalized. It's already happening. Boom.
It is. Boom.
Boom.
Do you feel those feelings sometimes when you're writing?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
How do you deal? Have you figured it out? Still figuring it out?
Yeah, I mean, I was at an open mic that Benjamin Earl Turner curated earlier in the year. And he was talking about, like, the things that make us uncomfortable or fearful. Write toward them.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I just try to let it go and write it out. This past weekend, I had, like, this really healing experience at L Club. There, I don't know, are you familiar with Aya Simone? Mm-hmm. So she was there, yes, and
so good.
Yeah, and her just called Little Animal. Have you heard her stuff? Oh, she's so good. She's like electronic, but like all of her feelings are on the table. And then this cellist called Kelsey Lou.
Okay. I saw some videos of the cellist.
Oh my god, I was just so inspired to just like let every thought I had fly during that time. So literally I was watching her and then I was writing in my little notebook, like, this is how I feel. Or if I felt like inadequate or if I felt like just felt less than or just not good enough, I wrote it out and I was like, well, why do I feel this way? And then I went to that. And so that helps. And then in music, same.
Wow.
Feeling bad. Like my song Beautiful was about me, my self-doubt, and just wishing that I was a stronger person outwardly.
Yeah.
And so that's just me writing toward, like, feeling small. So it's just like, I want to be beautiful but deadly, so nobody will mess with me. Like, just like a thunderstorm, you can kill people. You know, it's like, nobody will mess with me then. But I don't know. It's just simple. It's simple.
Wow, that's like, you've got my brain going right now. I went to this event a couple of years ago. I would say at least 2-3 years ago. It was a literary event, like a reading, and it was this author. Her name was Lydia Walker, I think. Lydia something. I had never heard of her before. I just went to this event because it was a reading of authors from different countries.
Oh wow.
And so she came and, you know, there were all these people who read, and then she read some stuff from her book, and she just does short stories. And then she did a Q&A afterwards, and someone asked her, like, how do you come up with these short stories? Because they're really short. Some of them are just, like, 5 lines, but you read it and you're like, bam, you got something out of it.
What?
Like, she's really good at it. I'll show you when we're done. I have the book. But she says that she keeps a notebook, and whatever thoughts and feelings come to her, she writes them down. So, like, you'll be walking and you might have a random passing thought that you think and then you forget about it. Like, you don't give it attention or you don't hold on to it. She's like, I write down all of those random thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
And then I build stories based on that.
Yeah, I think that is the coolest thing ever, honestly.
It's so smart. And I started doing it for, like, a week. And I came up with really cool little stories and, like, little ideas. And then I just didn't continue with it. But this kind of is inspiring me to go back to that.
Do it.
Because it's random things like, when you're driving and you see a car and it has a face.
Right.
And, like, you think about the type of expression it makes. Does anyone do this? Because I do this.
Right.
But that's a random thought that you usually don't share. You just have it and then it passes.
Yeah. They fleet. They're gone.
Yeah, they're fleeting thoughts.
They're fleeting.
Fleeting thoughts.
Fleeting thoughts. Hey, what up, Milo? Hey.
Writing them down.
Writing them down. And I think something that is very key, I always, like, this was my mistake because I'm a notebook lover. So if I see a nice notebook in the wild, I've got to capture it and take it home as my own. And so, like, I have, like, at least 8 notebooks that are, like, maybe halfway finished because, like,
my sister was reading, I have Sarah Scribbles, it's like these comics, and one of the comics says, adulthood, owning 100 notebooks, and only the first 3 pages are full.
Read me, okay? Look, there I am, here I am.
But we keep buying them.
Because
they're nice.
You feel us. Tasty Justin. Oh my God. Yes, like that's me. And so like to remedy that this weekend, I was inspired again to buy another notebook, but this time it was small. It can fit in my fanny pack.
Perfect.
It can fit in a small purse.
Yeah, that's the smart way to go. You got to get one small.
A small pen. Just have it ready on hand.
Mm-hmm.
I have no excuses. Huh?
I did that too. I bought the small one.
You bought the small one?
The itty bitty,
the little guy.
The little guy.
Little guy. Small fry.
Small one. It fits in my little purse because I don't like big purses. Christina, who is your biggest Detroit artist motivator or person you look up to? Dang, you got all these good questions.
Christina on the beat.
Morgan's here. Let's find all the answers.
Hello, Dan. How are you? Wow. So many people, and I don't want to leave anyone out.
I like that you said Detroit artist.
Say that.
Literally just went and found my small notebook to start carrying around and writing it again.
Yes.
Good. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna do the same after this.
Let's challenge ourselves.
Let's do a week.
Okay. You want to be accountability partners?
Yes. Let's do it. One week.
Each day we'll share one random thought with each other.
Okay.
Perfect. Pinky swear.
Pinky swear.
Boom.
Boom. Okay.
If
you guys want to do that, do that.
Yes.
You know what I'll do? I'll post a picture of the two of us.
Oh.
And then we should put stuff underneath it.
I would love that.
That way, like, you guys can put stuff too.
That would be lovely. That's
community.
Community. Yay. Okay, cool.
So your Detroit artist inspiration motivators.
Oh, man. Detroit artist inspiration motivators. Like, literally everybody in Video 7. And not even to be like...
They're all so talented.
So talented. Like, I really don't know how I would be where I am and who I am as an artist without like little pieces of everybody. You can find like endless inspiration in the people you surround yourself with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who is my like Detroit inspiration? Mahogany is like really, 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 really
of course
dope.
She's up there.
And Jessica Caremore. Also very dope.
I love the energy she puts in her shows.
Man. Ooh, Monica Blair.
It's Monica Blair.
She's dope. Look her up.
I can't. My phone is right there.
No!
I'm gonna have to look her up.
Look her up. When you see her perform, you'll be like,
have I seen her?
You probably have, honestly. She does a lot of stuff like outside of the city now.
Okay.
But she's so cool. She's just the coolest, and like just sharing and loving. Like she came to the last Video 7 show and she told us we did a good job, and I was just like, but I love you. Des Andreas, Marquise Johnson, Brandon Williams, Divine Providence. It's just like literally anybody that I see doing anything around here is just amazing because the circle is kind of very small. It's not that small because like there's different sects.
It's not that small, but at the same time it is small.
It's really small, and if you can make a living and make a name for yourself here, I just feel like it's very important, and not just make a name for yourself, but actually make good music.
Yep.
I think that there's a lot of people that do this, and I'm not saying that people suck, but I am saying like there are different levels and there's different depths of artistry, and I just think that all of my peers and like the people that have predecessed me, I guess, it's just like, how do you do this? Yeah. This is so cool. You're actually doing this. And I guess I'm starting to actually do it, but you are lighting the way with your torch of awesomeness.
And they've been doing it.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for a long time.
Right.
We had a gig in Flint the other day on Sunday. Mm-hmm. And it was really nice because almost half of Divine Providence is from Flint and half is Detroit. Mm-hmm. And so it was nice for us to be able to play in their city, because we usually always play in Detroit. But there was this one group, Kill Bill, who's a bassist, who he must be in his 60s probably, and he's like, I have videos up. If you guys missed it, I'll post it. He's so amazing at what he does, but this is what he's been doing for decades. And his band Eclipse, the drummer who is in it, he's also the drummer for Mama Soul, who's also from Flint. And he was saying that in Michigan alone, there are 1,100 music festivals.
Really?
1,100 in the state of Michigan. He was like, if you want to make it, you could make it just in your own state. Not to say that we should limit ourselves.
Right.
Like, I feel like we should travel to other places, you know, and aspire to do that. But at the same time, there's so much here. Like, if we wanted to make a living out of it, we could.
Definitely. That's very inspiring.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of, going back to, like, blockages and getting through them, I think that it's just ignorance manifested. That was just, like, a new thought. Just because it's like, I don't know. I literally don't know how to get past this. Or I don't know what's bothering me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know. And it makes me upset that I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I'm frozen. Like that is such, like, to know is so inspiring. To
know.
To learn is an inspiring thing. And there's always endless things you can learn. So there's, like, endless inspiration.
Yeah.
But God, that's crazy. So just knowing that fact is like, okay, well, yeah.
Of course I could.
I could do this.
I could do this. And, like, what you guys are doing is really inspirational, because you're doing your own shows. Like, you're creating a community. You're creating a series. You're creating hype, you know, and that's exciting.
And isn't it crazy that we can create, like, we've created not everything on this earth, but, like, societally, we've created this whole thing.
And we keep going.
We keep going.
We keep going.
Keep making things.
Love that. Write it down. Let me tell you.
We have it.
I got all these notes of things that are endless inspiration for those who have the eyes to see them. Yes, your eyes have to be open. Your heart has to be open.
Yeah.
So true.
Gratitude. I think inspiration and gratitude are kind of best friends, because I could think a weed is ugly because it's in my lawn, or I could be like, oh, well, let me use these dandelion leaves in my green juice.
Exactly.
It's very specific, but
almost had dandelion tea, but I ended up going with echinacea.
Wow. Oh, that.
Echinacea? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Whatever,
it's good for your immune system. Something.
What is your tea bag?
Oh, hey, Stina. It says, I didn't even know it had something on it. What? Okay, the difference between a flower and a weed is a judgment. What?
Oh my God!
What?
Oh my God! What is going on? What is going on?
God? Somebody? What?
Ooh, that gave me some chills. Whoa.
These are all different.
Oh, wow.
Guys.
That.
I gotta do this real quick.
What?
Oh my God, what the heck? You can't see it.
Oh,
you can't see it. It's the light.
Yeah.
It's the light.
Don't you have to do this?
Oh yeah, that's what you have to do.
The beauty influencer.
You know those makeup artists
Yes.
who do that.
So we're gonna use our tea bag.
Clearly we're not makeup artists.
Yes. I'm drinking water, as you can see.
A blue pen. What? The difference between a flower and a weed is a judgment.
And that was a very specific thing
that was
I said.
Extremely specific.
Okay.
That's crazy. This thing has been sitting on my tea bag this whole, how long have we been here? Almost 50 minutes.
Whoa.
Whew. Let me just tell you, that was the eyes. That's what you were talking about, Christina. You had to open your eyes. We opened our eyes, and you told me to read that thing. Wow. I didn't even notice it. I would have just thrown it away. That was, my mind's blown right now.
Sheesh. That is,
And that's a wrap.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk. Wow.
That's crazy.
Okay. That's heard.
That's
Sheesh.
really weird. That's really weird. That's... All right, everybody, the note to all of us to keep our eyes open. Always keep them open. And it's so true, like what you were talking about, that could be a weed or that could be something else. It's all about judgment.
Yeah.
How are you perceiving that thing? Yeah. Which goes back to gratitude. Because gratitude is looking at something in that positive lens.
Yeah. Like what did I get from this? You may have think that you lost something, but you definitely gained something. There is nothing that comes without the gain of something.
You always gain something.
Everything is gain. You know?
The eyes.
The eyes.
Yeah, you always gain something. I feel like, you know, when people go through, like, if you go through a breakup, you always get inspired and you write a bunch of stuff because even though it's really difficult, hopefully you gain insight about yourself.
You do.
About what you're looking for in a relationship. Yeah. Like, that's just an example of something that could be really difficult. But then when you look back at it through, the lens of gratitude and not judgment.
Our eyes, the glasses of gratitude.
The glasses of... Girl, what is this?
Oh
what
God.
Is this?
Lovely.
Glasses of gratitude. We got to do a bunch of things.
Your handwriting is so nice. It's fun to watch you write. You can do ASMR channel. I'm just like writing things.
My sister loves ASMR.
It's very fun.
Do you watch it, listen to it?
I don't do it on purpose. When it comes like on my like Instagram feed, like you know how you would go to the Discover page. If you do like Beyonce, like random tutorials or ASMR videos. Like they know my brand, I guess. So
you could do it with your nails. Actually, you were doing this thing.
This?
Yeah, even just that. You can bring it up. We have a mic right here.
Oh. And you're in a different part of the emotional spectrum. Ooh.
Oh, you're talking about when breakup
or gratitude
or gratitude. Back to the lab. Good
chilling. Great to see you. Peace.
Well, that comment even just reminds me of how emotions are on a spectrum.
Yeah.
And I was recently at a talk the other day, so the mosque, the spiritual farm that we go to, you know, for retreats. There was a talk there and he was talking about how breakup, okay. He was talking about how, like, if something happens to us that we don't like, we deem it bad, and something happens to us that we do like, we deem it good.
Yeah.
And he's like, what if you looked at everything as good?
Yeah.
Like, instead of bad, it's just a part of life, and you're going to learn something from it.
There is nothing good nor bad. Thinking makes it so, right?
Yeah.
I just affirm that through all of my trials, that everything is of my highest good. Like in the mornings when I pray. After that, I just say, everything is of my highest good. Everything.
Yeah.
I have to learn something. How could I have an earthly experience
and then not learn something?
What a waste. What a waste of earthness.
Earthness. Of earthliness.
Earthliness. Life.
Yeah.
Oh, much love.
Wow. I'm still mind blown at this.
That was
difference between a flower and a weed.
I never in my life. Well, yeah. There's like synchronistic things that happen.
There are. But this was like so...
It was in your face.
In your face. Slapped us. Yeah. It was like super in your face.
Hey, Kwaku. How's it going?
Man.
Yeah.
Well, if you just joined us, we're talking about finding your flow.
Yeah.
In music making and dealing with the emotions that come through it. So if you want to share, please go ahead. And oh my God, Morgan, I love that.
Thank you. Hey. What's up? Yes.
One of the things that you had texted me was about competition and inspiration. And I was a little bit, I wanted to get into that a little bit.
Yes. So, I think it's like going back to that self-doubt thing. And I was just thinking about like process and my process of forgiveness, because currently, well, not currently, but not too long ago, I was just in this kind of funk.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of coming out of it now, and I'm working through it, and this is why I wanted to talk about process. But then you blame people when you're in that funk. And you may not know that you're doing it, but like you may feel a certain type of way about somebody, and you may see somebody as a threat. And, you know, so this weekend when I was watching Kelsey Lu perform, I was like, wow, it's crazy that when people see something great, they get threatened by it, when you could just get inspired.
Yeah.
And I think that's not quite an easy route to go for all of us, because it depends on your mentality. If you're coming from a place of lack, then how could you not be threatened when you see somebody thrive?
I see.
You know? And so that I don't know. I was just thinking about that, because I feel like, I don't know. I know I've been there when it's just like, wow, that person's so great. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Why does it make me feel uncomfortable? And instead of like, wow, I'm going to shrink, I'm just going to grow into that. And I'm just going to be like, wow, what can I learn from this person, right?
Exactly.
And I just think, especially with this industry specifically, the music industry, people sometimes have a mentality of crabs in a barrel. And especially, I think, being where we're from, people can sometimes have that mentality and think that if they're not the one, then they won't be anything. When in reality, there's 7 billion people on this earth, and everybody has their own lane.
Exactly.
So...
And there's so much room.
There's room. There's infinite
so
space.
Much room.
Speak. But look, like, I mean, I just had to go through that, you know?
It's so true. It's so true. And I feel like in the music industry, it's like people put artists against one another instead of like coming up together, you know? And that's one of the things I really love about Video 7, and one of the things I really love about our band and the types of bands that we're friends with is that it might be a collective of like 10 people. That's a lot of people, but then each person individually has their own thing.
They have their own thing, and you water that. Everybody goes and they water
Wow,
that.
Yeah.
And you go, you water, you know?
And you're like, we're all going to grow this garden together.
Simple enough, right?
And it'll be luscious.
It'll be such a luscious garden.
Why do we want just one tree when we could have 100?
Why be the sun? Why be the sun when you could just water things? Like, we need the sun, obviously, but if we just have sun all the time, how many people do you see with dead grass right now? I know I see a lot.
A lot of watering. Okay. So when someone comes along offering the same things, we get scared. There's abundance. Oh, did she say something else?
Yeah, I think... Hold on, let's go back.
Oh, there it was.
Whew, okay.
Yeah, because in order to be inspired, you must be ready to accept the greatness within. When we feel threatened, it's because we feel we don't have much to offer. Oh, okay. Yep, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And then we get scared. Are y'all interested? Also, y'all interesting. So
could it be? I know. I was like, wait a minute.
But if you're not watering your own, then you worry about other trees, huh?
Then how? Are you saying how do you worry about other trees?
Well, I think the thing is like you can water. I feel like you can water your own and you can grow yourself. Oh wow, we have a minute before it logs us out.
Okay.
But we'll come right back.
Okay.
You can do that and still be an inspiration for others and not be threatened by others.
Exactly.
You have 1 minute, a wrap up, but we'll come back.
Okay.
Last minute thoughts.
We're
going to come back though, y'all. It's just Instagram. It logs us off after an hour.
I did not know that.
Because I don't have like 50K followers.
Oh my God.
Something like that.
They really just want you to buy it all, don't they?
I don't want to do that.
I'm not doing it. Last minute thoughts. Divine providence. It's everywhere.
It is everywhere.
It's everywhere. As we can say, hey, how's it going?
This was it.
Yeah.
Those who just joined, watch this back. Your mind's going to be blown.
Do the watch back. Like, I'm so grateful. I think that my last thought, gratefulness. Find gratefulness everywhere you go.
I love that.
Gratefulness within the process. Gratefulness within the trials. Gratefulness within everything that makes you upset. And ask why.
Perfect.
Boom.
We'll be right back.
I love Chipotle. And we're back.
We're back. I forgot to mention Malika Arts. Her art piece back here.
These are beautiful.
I think I'm going to hopefully put a new piece up. Basically, a lot of the pieces in the house are hers.
Okay. I was looking at all the dope work.
It's all about, I love...
This is a whirling dervish?
It is.
Oh my God.
And it's on my fingers.
Oh, that's so dope. Man. Is that a Sufi?
It is.
Tradition?
It is, absolutely.
Lovely.
It's all about being inspired by the creator, by creation. That's the one thing that's amazing is that the creator can inspire you through people, through nature, through words, through so many things.
Any vibration that you receive.
Any vibration.
Colors.
We had an episode a couple episodes ago, and he was talking about colors and what they mean and how they're related to emotion.
So what color are you right now?
I gravitate towards two colors. The first color is this magenta-ish color.
Okay. Okay. Get out of my mind. What? Lovely.
See, it's right there. Wow. Behind this painting, I'll show you when we're done with the episode. That whole thing is that color.
Wow.
That and like royal blues. Royal gem tones.
Wow. This is such an affirming day for me.
This was great.
Oh my God.
I'm really happy right now.
Sheesh. Wow. Okay.
Before we end off, do you want to share anything?
Sure.
Acapella something?
Oh, wow. Okay. We can acapella something.
I'll get out your way.
Think. Oh, please stay. Stay. I'm resting my voice. Maybe I'll do Speak Low by Sarah Vaughan because,
just
real quick. I sang this on New Year's Eve too. Speak low when you speak love. Our summer day withers away too soon. Speak low when you speak love. Our moment is swift, like ships adrift, we're swept apart. Too soon, speak low, darling, speak low. Love is a spark, lost in the dark. Too soon, I feel wherever I go that tomorrow is near, tomorrow is here, and always too soon. Time is so old, and love so brief. Love is pure gold, and time a thief. And that's all I got for you today. My voice is so tired. I'm sorry. But yeah.
No, I understand.
Oh
my God, that was beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you for the little heart. Oh, it was just enjoyable. I love you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. My
and
heart
sharing
is
your
so
truths
full.
with us.
Thank you. Thank you for being a vehicle to that and having me in this beautiful... Y'all don't know how good her home looks and how good her home smells. She has the best tea in the world, first of all. Was playing a lot. Oh my God, that's so dope.
Send some emojis.
Yes, lovely. But yeah, if you're ever blessed enough to be on the show, jump at the opportunity.
Yeah, come on, guys.
It's a wonderful thing.
If you want to be on, let me know. And you get tea.
You do. It's a perk.
And you get to be in water and art and good smells. Home is a sacred space. And I feel like it's, as an artist and as just like a human, it's important to have the place that you stay feel really welcoming and comforting and serene and,
yes,
you know?
Yeah. You should be able to zen out.
Yeah. This is like the Zen space, and then we have like the prayer meditation room, and then that's the loud music room.
Lovely. It feels great in here, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you were here. Well, with that, that is the end of another episode of Digging Deeper. I'm so excited that you guys were here. This was such a great episode and a great conversation.
Awesome.
So with that, yeah, thanks for being here. With that, I will see you guys next week, Tuesday, 7 o'clock on the dot on my Instagram Live.
I know I'm tuning in.